Well, the World Cup started a couple of days ago, but today is June 16th, and it's that day that Nigerians have been waiting for. They're waiting to see the Super Eagles step out on the field to play their first game. And a lot of predictions, like we were just saying before they came to us, all sorts of people and animals are predicting. Camels, donkeys, I don't know if there's an octopus, but we have a former international here to speak with us. Peter Saidija,
yeah.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
What are you predicting?
As a camel or as a human man?
Well, you decide which one. Let's just hear.
We will win.
We
should win.
Okay.
Yeah. Patriotism apart, we should win. Because I think we have grown over the years, and we're African champions. We should win not for Super Eagles per se, for Africa. A whole lot of people have been asking, whom do you support? Which African teams do you support? But we want Africa to do well so that we can have more opportunities. Europe has 13 teams coming up from Europe, and we have 5. So the more African teams do well, the better for Africa.
Okay, let's look at you. You called us African champions. Is that not like putting pressure? I mean, countries like Spain went into the World Cup as world champions, and some people believe they're playing under a lot of pressure. That's why they sort of almost lost it on the field. Are we not under pressure?
No, pressure is good.
It's good.
Yes, pressure is good. If you are not under pressure, then you wouldn't do well. The case of Spain is beyond human or any pundit's prediction. Once in a while, the game just throws you these curveballs. The Spaniards wouldn't even discuss the game because it didn't exist. It's unbelievable. So pressure is good. Pressure prepares you. I was the media officer of the Super Eagles 2010, and the tension is unbearable. I wasn't even playing. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. After we lost, I packed my bags and went to Dubai because I just couldn't handle it. So the pressure will always be there. Imagine a tournament you've been preparing for 4 years. Why won't you be tensed?
Let's look at our build-up. How would you rate our build-up to the World Cup?
I have a problem with our team, but I can't really say anything because Keshi has proved us wrong. You remember when we went to South Africa for the Nations Cup, he made a lot of changes, and a lot of pundits came out and started analyzing his team. But he proved us wrong. So a whole lot of people are talking, but we're careful because he's taking a lot of players to, like I said, I was there in 2010. You have only 3 players that were in that team, and it's a short period to overhaul a team. In a normal society, you will bring in 6, 7 new players between 2010 and 2014. But it's brought in 20 players. The 3 players that were at the World Cup was Yobo, Enyama, and Ejide that didn't play. Mikel was on the team, but he couldn't because he was injured. So 20 players. So we need to see the first game. The Iranian game will determine how we begin to rate our team.
Okay, let's leave the Super Eagles for a while and look at the tournament so far.
Yeah.
There have been some own goals by some very prominent teams that one wouldn't expect. But how would you rate the tournament so far?
It's been great. It's been good. I was trying to look at the number of goals. Every tournament without goals is looked at as failure. As at yesterday, we had almost 26 goals. Beautiful for the game. For neutrals, that would... one of the reasons most women would tell you they don't watch football is that 22 men run around for nothing. And at the end of the day, it's 0-0. So while we're at the stadium. But when you get to the stadium, I saw Messi's goal yesterday, top class. You saw Van Persie's goal against Spain, top class. These are the things that make you happy. Yeah, so generally, we've had a great tournament. The strikers we expect to come to the party are delivering. And in a tournament, the build-up, I remember years ago when Maradona started taking cocaine. So they asked him, why did you take cocaine? He said, when I'm alone, the pressure on me is too much. I needed something to calm me down. So every striker is under tremendous pressure to perform. And they're performing. Every non-striker he's been able to score a goal or two, except maybe Costa, the Costa from Spain.
Yeah.
But his case is understandable because he was booed throughout the game. He's originally from Brazil, but he's playing for Spain.
Okay, if the Eagles build up, you said 20 players have been injected into the team out of the old, and so you just have just 3. Now, today's their first game. They're going in as world champions. You said something earlier about having a problem with the team, but it's like you're trying to skirt around it. Let's look at the team as a whole. How would you think the team will put? What format do you think Kesh is going to play today?
We hardly change our pattern. We play 4-4-2. That's what we play. Once in a while, we pull back one player and play a mini K up front. In my head, I have an idea of what we will play, but I'm still not the coach. I have an idea. I could make suggestions and get there, and because it messes up my team. We should win. I really do think we should win. If we don't win today, we come home tomorrow. It's as simple as that. If we don't win today, we come home tomorrow. What are we doing there? We don't beat Iraq. What are we doing in Brazil? We play Bosnia. We saw Bosnia yesterday.
And they played a great game yesterday against Argentina. In fact, at the point, I was wondering, where is Argentina in this field?
No, but that's how level the field has become. So what do you do with the Bosnia side that gave Argentina such fight, and you don't win against Iran? We're home. Because our last game is against Argentina. Now, what happens at the World Cup, you don't want to kill the momentum. Once you start winning, you have to keep winning, because a loss will demoralize the team. A loss will show a weakness in the team. And you don't want that. You want people to know, like when you look at the Spanish game now, I'm sweating, I'm sorry. When you look at the Spanish game and Holland, everyone is beginning to say Holland can win the World Cup. Why? Because they've started on a high note. You don't expect anything more for them, but they have to continue in that kind of performance.
Okay, but who are the players you'll be expecting to see on the field today? Like starting lineup, for instance. Who are those you'll be expecting to see?
I think he has to make a lot of changes, but that's why I don't want to tinker with that. In my head, I would say Iyama in goal, Ambrose right fullback, Oshinowo left fullback, or Bobona and
Udomadi.
Udomadi. Not Udomadi now. Or do something. I'm trying to put his name. Play in the central defense.
Okay.
You play Onaze as a holding midfield, Onaze and Mikel. You play Musa outright. We don't really have a natural left footer in our team. The young boy that came, I'm not sure they will start him. So they might pull Osaze there because he plays left-footed too, and play Emenike and Moses. That's in my team. That's in my head. That's my team.
There's a question that's coming in here by Charles Mayer, who says, why is it that we can't repeat the 1994 wing formation, the kind of formation we went into?
In every season, you have a crop of players. It's a natural thing, gift that comes to you from God, that at a particular time, you have this crop of players that will just blossom. And once you get them, you have to use them. And now what happens most times is the fear of not continuing with them. So they all age together. Now, while they're aging, you are not making plans to replace them. Now, once they age, you are in trouble. You need to go back and start afresh and begin to build. Now, while you are doing that, some other country is building. You see, so you have a drought. You have a drought for 12 years, 8 years, 9 years before you start afresh. And once you look at the Cameroon team, they've not recovered. Ivory Coast, if they don't get it right this time, it will take them, might not even qualify for the Next Nations Cup.
Okay, but do you think we're doing good on that aspect?
Nigeria as a whole? No, man. There are a lot of things we don't get right. We just say God will help us. Instead of showing competence, instead of planning from grassroots. But when you look at under 20, 17 now, we might be getting it right. Because I remember when Lulu was the FA Cup and was the NFF president, he said something. When Lulu was there, he started building an under-12 team. Under 9, under 12. When he started, people were complaining, Nigeria won't fix. Just now, a team now. And when you see our under-17 team, that under-17 team was the team Lulu built.
As under 9.
Under 9, under 12. And they were playing tournaments, which is good, which is very good. It was a lofty idea. But I hope we can continue. Sometimes you bring in a new president. He has different ideas. He wants results now because there are elections. But if you're calm and patient, I think, yeah.
Okay, just before we go, if we're going to advise Stephen Keshi now, the games so far have been really fast-paced. And some people believe that the Nigerian team doesn't play fast-paced football.
Yeah.
If you're going to advise Keshi now, what would you tell him to do?
As per the team or how to
Pace,
play?
speed.
It depends. If you have a very skillful team, they can slow you down and don't lose the ball. That's the key. You could have a fast team, very fast, but they lose the ball. I was watching, there's this country, that's Switzerland or so. They were so quick and made a lot of mistakes. But all you need is a complexion of a team. You need a team that can fight for one another. When you make a mistake, there's a cover. When you lose the ball, you fight back. We have to play as a unit. If we do play as a unit, it's 90 minutes, and you give all in 90 minutes. We'll have a great night. All
right, thank you so much. One final word to the team, Super Eagles. If you're going to speak to them, say a word to them.
You have to win, no? We've waited for 4 years. Everywhere I saw some photos, people are wearing green already, supporting. They just have to win. They have to win.
All right. Thank you so much. We're speaking with Peter Said Ida, a former Nigerian international. We've been talking about the match today between the Nigerian Super Eagles and Iran. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Sunrise Daily will continue in a moment. Please don't go away.